Imagine waking up to a slow-moving, tree-loving creature hanging from your ceiling fan. Yes, we're talking about the three-toed sloth. These peculiar creatures are the embodiment of taking it easy. Moving at a pace that makes a snail seem like a sprinter, sloths spend most of their lives hanging upside down in trees. They sleep, eat, mate, and even give birth in this unique position. Talk about a life lived head over heels. Their slow lifestyle isn't just a personality quirk, it's a survival strategy. Sloths have a low metabolic rate, which means they don't need a lot of food. They are herbivores, feasting primarily on leaves, twigs, and fruit. This slow digestion process complements their leisurely pace of life perfectly. But what makes these animals so fascinating is their ability to turn their heads almost all the way around, thanks to their extra neck vertebrae. Imagine being able to look over your shoulder without moving a muscle. Well, that's a day in the life of a sloth. So what does this mean for someone considering a sloth as a pet? Well, these animals require a specific environment to thrive. They need high humidity levels and a diet rich in specific types of leaves. They also aren't big on social interaction, so if you're looking for a cuddle buddy, a sloth might not be the best fit. However, if you're someone who appreciates the finer, slower things in life, you might just find a kindred spirit in a sloth. They are gentle, low energy, and have quite the personality once you get to know them. Owning a sloth as a pet is certainly not for everyone. It requires patience, dedication, and a willingness to cater to their specific needs. But for those who are up to the challenge, having a sloth as a companion can be a truly unique and rewarding experience. So, if you're a fan of the slow life and have a liking for the odd, a sloth could be your next pet. Not for the faint-hearted, our next pet is none other than the Madagascar hissing cockroach. Yes, you heard that right. Some folks have these creepy crawlies as pets, and they're quite fascinating once you get past the initial shock of their appearance. Now, before you squirm, let's delve into what it's like owning one of these intriguing critters. The Madagascar hissing cockroach, or hissers as some pet owners affectionately call them, are among the largest cockroach species in the world. They can grow up to 3 inches long. That's about the size of a small matchbox. Despite their size, they're surprisingly gentle creatures. They won't bite or sting, making them safe to handle, even for children. One of the unique aspects about these hissers is their lifespan. Unlike the common roaches that have a lifespan of about a year, the Madagascar hissing cockroach can live for up to 5 years. That's right, 5 years of companionship with these unique creatures. Now let's talk about the hissing. It's not just a name, folks. These roaches actually hiss. They have a special ability to force air out of their breathing holes, producing a distinctive hissing sound. This is a form of communication for these cockroaches, used to express aggression or attract a mate. It's a quirky trait that adds to their charm, making them stand out in the pet world. Owning a Madagascar hissing cockroach is not as daunting as you might think. They are easy to care for, requiring just a small enclosure with a bit of heat and humidity. They feed on a diet of fresh fruits and vegetables, making them inexpensive to maintain. Despite their creepy-crawly nature, they are harmless and can make interesting pets. They're great for teaching children about the circle of life and the importance of every creature in our ecosystem. And let's be honest, they're great conversation starters at parties. So, if you have a knack for the extraordinary and don't mind a bit of hissing, this might be the pet for you. Ever fancied having the world's largest rodent as a pet? Meet the capybara. Now, before you go running for the hills, let's clarify a few things. Despite their rodent status, capybaras aren't your typical rat or mouse. In fact, they're more akin to guinea pigs, just on a much grander scale. Picture a 2-foot-tall, 100-pound guinea pig, and you're halfway there. Capybaras hail from South America, and they're a social bunch. In the wild, they're often found in groups of 10 or more, frolicking around water bodies. They're semi-aquatic creatures, so they love to swim. If you're going to keep a capybara, be prepared to install a swimming pool, or at the very least, a large tub for them to splash around in. And no, a fishbowl won't cut it. These hefty herbivores are also known for their laid-back nature. They're so chill, in fact, that other animals often use them as lounging platforms. But don't let their calm demeanor fool you. Capybaras need a lot of mental and physical stimulation to stay happy and healthy. A capybara's diet is something to consider too. They love to munch on a variety of aquatic plants, grasses, and fruits. Plus, they need to gnaw on hard materials to keep their ever-growing teeth in check. Capybara ownership isn't for everyone. Their size alone requires a substantial amount of space. They also need companionship. A lonely capybara is a sad capybara. So, if you're thinking about getting one, maybe consider getting two, or better yet, a whole herd. But despite these challenges, capybaras have a lot going for them. They're generally friendly, they're great with kids, and they have a unique charm that's hard to resist. Their expressive eyes and comical antics can bring a smile to anyone's face. So, if you're intrigued by the idea of having a water-loving giant rodent as a pet, and you're prepared to meet their unique requirements, a capybara might just be the perfect pet for you. For those who love making a big statement with their pet choices, a capybara could be your next companion. Who needs a dog when you can have a pygmy goat as your pet? Yes, you heard that right, folks. The pygmy goat, a pint-sized bundle of fun and mischief, is gaining popularity as a pet. And why not? They're friendly, playful, and let's face it, irresistibly cute. Now, before you go rushing out to find your own pygmy goat, let's delve into what makes these little guys so endearing. Pygmy goats, as their name suggests, are smaller than your average goat. In fact, they're about the size of a medium to large dog. But don't let their small stature fool you. These goats pack a whole lot of personality into their compact bodies. Pygmy goats are known for being social animals. They're friendly, often greeting their human caregivers with enthusiastic bleats and headbutts. Yes, headbutts. It's their way of saying hello. They also enjoy being part of the family activities. So if you're planning a backyard barbecue or a garden party, don't be surprised if your pygmy goat wants to join in the fun. But it's not all fun and games with these goats. They're also notorious for their mischievous side. Pygmy goats are known to be intelligent and curious, which often leads them into trouble. They're climbers and jumpers, so you'll need a secure outdoor space to keep them entertained and out of mischief. And they're not picky eaters, so be prepared for them to nibble on everything from your rose bushes to your favorite pair of shoes. Despite their potential for mischief, pygmy goats can bring a lot of joy and laughter to a household. Their friendly nature and playful antics make them a unique and entertaining pet. But remember, like any pet, they require care and attention. So if you're considering a pygmy goat, make sure you're ready for the responsibility. If you're up for a bit of a challenge and plenty of fun, a pygmy goat could be your next pet. Our final pet is as strange as it is adorable. Say hello to the axolotl. This creature might look like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually a type of salamander native to Mexico. They are often referred to as Mexican walking fish, but let's get our facts straight. They're not fish, they're amphibians. What makes the axolotl so fascinating, you ask? Well, it's their remarkable regenerative abilities. For starters, lose a limb? No problem. The axolotl can grow it right back. Heart, lungs, spine? Yep, those too. It's like they've got their own personal body shop, working round the clock. Now, before you get any ideas, remember, these creatures are not toys. They're living beings that demand respect and proper care. Speaking of care, axolotls lead an aquatic lifestyle, meaning they live their entire lives in water. They've got these adorable fringed gills that stick out from the back of their wide heads, which they use to breathe underwater. If you're thinking of getting an axolotl as a pet, remember, they're not your typical goldfish. They require meticulous maintenance of water conditions. The water temperature needs to be just right, not too hot, not too cold, and the pH levels need to be regularly monitored. It's a bit like being a lifeguard, only there's no whistle or sun tanning involved. And let's not forget, axolotls are night owls, or should we say night salamanders. They're most active during the twilight hours, so if you're a night owl too, you might just find your perfect companion in an axolotl. So there you have it, folks. The axolotl, a pet that's as intriguing as it is unusual. They're not for everyone, but for those who are up to the task, an axolotl can make for a captivating pet. If you're looking for a pet that is out of this world, an axolotl could be the one for you.